back air near the Thunder and maybe find my way down.
Yeah.
Now we're going to see Kosoku and Cheeks.
Wow, two amazing Mario mains.
I'm mad.
Yeah, we saw Cheeks earlier today. Didn't have the great time against Bert the Dragon in Game 1 with the Cloud, so he made a quick switch to Mario in Game 2. It worked, and then Game 3, the Cloud was as good as it ever was, and I'm kind of wondering, I don't know if you were watching that intently, either of you, but I don't really know where that came from.
Yeah, I don't know if Cheeks is just like experimenting or what he's doing, but he's definitely bringing his A game here with the Cloud.
That's what you expect to see out of him most often. I mean, he is self-proclaimed to pretty much be a solo Cloud main, although maybe that Mario could be an indicator of things to come, given that a lot of people have lost a lot of faith in this character. But if there's one thing Cloud can do, it's put on a lot of damage once he gets that hit.
No matter what, this is a matchup that I expect Cloud to come through for, right? He has that range to deal with Mario. Look at him spacing out these back airs, but one whiff could be big.
Wow.
Expected the jump out because he knows that that down throw is not like a guaranteed follow-up.
That was really interesting there. He actually stuffed out the forward smash from Kosoku just a bit too late on that option.
I really like that Kosoku, when that cross slash came out, he didn't like kind of go for the up airs to try to get him stopping. He really committed to it, and that's one of the big things in this game is you can't get stuck in between, because making a weak choice is the worst choice you can make.
Yeah, being wishy-washy gets you nothing.
And not getting punished for that up even onto the stage there, and now they're just kind of running around in neutral, trying to find a hit.
I mean, that's kind of the thing with Cloud, right? Is that, I mean, a lot of his stuff, especially at this percent, is going to get started on aerials. And Cheeks kind of knows that Kosoku has amazing anti-airs and just needs to wait for him to enter that threat zone. Man,
I'm amazed that he was able to grab with Cloud. Everybody clap for this man. That grab, ooh, is abysmal.
Oh! Yeah, they, that was a bit of an interesting situation. Neither of them punished the other. But Cheeks going to get that first stock there, and now has the limit. I guess Kosoku just going to try to wait it out.
The reason we see that spaghetti so early on is because both players are at a very high percent. You know, the first stock in this game actually decides a lot for how the matchup is played, because if Cheeks has that first stock, playing defensively as Cloud is way better for him than having to chase down the Mario. And you know that Kosoku is the kind of guy who will be able to play that very hot and cold game and sit back and throw fireballs if he has his lead.
Ooh, right there, though, two fairs. Can I get a third? We cannot, but a good way to catch Kosoku committing right after he got out of that third forward air. And cross slash coming out, and then Cheeks again, you know, building up that damage. Cloud can really get it on once he gets it started.
This is where, like, Cheeks has really just kind of started to, you know, stand back a bit, throw out those big hitboxes like that fair and that cross slash. And that's all he has to do, really. If he can get any percent, that's a lead that he has one coming into his second stock.
Exactly, and Cheeks as a player, as well as Cloud as a character, both really play well from a lead. But I think Mario is way better at playing from behind, so having the first stock behind Cheeks is huge in the matchup. Being able to now threaten the ledge trap and just cover space on stage, getting time to charge limit and force approaches out of Kosoku is big.
And now at this high percent, Kosoku's kind of afraid to commit to anything big. He does catch Cheeks trying to escape after that down air right there, though. So 144, you know that Rage Mario has always been a scary thing to behold, and right now, okay, interesting. I like that option because now Cheeks burned that double jump.
Yeah, and sometimes there, if you catch him charging limit, maybe he's in a really ugly situation landing.
Probably has to burn the air dodge to get any momentum back.
And still, like, you know, he can just keep playing safe there with those big, huge aerials. Like, it's all on Kosoku to make something happen here.
Yeah, and that was great read by Cheeks catching the jump. You saw the double jump rings come out of Kosoku. Normally, that double jump is fast enough to get out of situations where you're reacting for ledge trapping, but Cheeks went for it, completely committed to covering that jump with back air.
I mean, you got to be terrified of it, especially against Cloud, because of how far away he can be to then reach out with that back air double jump height and get that kill at the ledge. Always been an amazing ledge guarding tool. Right now, Kosoku trying to keep this juggle going, and with the Cloud off stage, he's got a really nice opportunity to build something back, but Cheeks holds down, which is not something we normally ever see him do with that climb hazard.
Yeah, making the mix-up happen. Finally getting some momentum back in this game, because Kosoku was building quite a bit of it, putting on a lot of damage. Now it's Cheeks' turn again. He's controlling center. He's forcing Kosoku to press in.
Ooh, and the roll through, that's something that Cheeks, again, was not ready to cover. So, I mean, both of these guys pulling out non-traditional options, but, again, that back air so clean from Cheeks to just give him that reaction time and reach so far whenever somebody overcommits anywhere near him.
Yeah, just Kosoku could not get in, like, at all that game. And Cheeks just being able to play around it with those huge short aerials, he was doing so well. at just setting the pace. So see if he can kind of continue that pace on into the second game of, you have to come to me. This is my stage, you know?
And a lot of it wasn't even just so much like outranging him, but he was jumping away and drifting out of the range, not by like air to airing.
Whoa.
He would jump out of the range, wait for Mario to whiff, and then come in with the sword. And Sheik will be able to deal with that a little better.
I want to say that this is a character that Kosoku had near the end of Smash 4 when he needed a secondary for his Mario back in that game. Which
doesn't he play Pichu?
Did,
he does, but Pichu's dead.
Really?
I think to Kosoku, Pichu is dead.
Yeah, Kosoku doesn't really want to play that character anymore, and especially the way that he was losing that last game. You know, you like to start a lot of things in the air with Pichu, especially with your combo games, and Cheeks wasn't really staying up there for very long, where even then that's Mario's bread and butter is to keep your opponent up there. So, I mean, Cheeks, she's really good at fighting at this low-flying range. Even if she's in the air, it's really like a lot of characters' grounded moves.
I want to take a minute before anything crazy happens to say if anyone like went through a time machine to travel to the future to get to Ultimate faster after playing 4, they're like, I'm tired of this game. I don't want to play 4 anymore. They travel to the future and watch this stream. They're like, dang it.
It's the exact same thing.
Yeah. But this is actually wild. These are two characters that are very underrepresented in the Ultimate meta.
They would be chuffed to know, to hear me say what I'm going to say now, which is that neither of these two characters are particularly regarded as extremely powerful beings of chaos as they were back in Smash 4.
That fair was deep on Sheik's shield. He maybe could have upbeat it, but he didn't want to commit to that idea, right? So Kosoku gets a little bit of pressure. Forward air is really safe if you space at max range, but going in deep, just like any other aerial, is not going to be as safe.
So, what actually did Sheik lose in between the games? Because I don't really know a lot about the characters.
Mostly confirms, right?
Yeah, she lost. I mean, she still has landing Nair. That's about it. Like landing, I think jump needles isn't quite as good. The fact that needles don't just pop you up at high percents means that she doesn't have free ways to put you in the air and chase, as well as her kill power is even worse. Like she doesn't have easy setups into bouncing fish. She doesn't have the same forward throw 50-50s or even not even 75-25s outside of her favor, but she had some kind of setups, right? In this game, not as much. People's recoveries are way better, so she doesn't have as good of a time dealing with ledge traps. It's she just struggles killing even more so.
Which was already her problem back in Smash 4, so it's easy to see why a lot of people have dropped her for characters that, kind of have a little bit more oomph.
Sheik as a character in this game is just an exaggerated version of Smash 4, where her movement is even better. Her ability to do down tilt and forward tilt out of run means it's easier for her to connect those moves, which can, on bad DI, definitely set up for kills. Right? She can oppress you with her frame data even better because shields are worse. However, when she doesn't find those kills and when she's not making reads...
That either shield poked or he let go.
No, he let go.
He was probably trying to parry.
I think that he was probably trying to parry, and honestly the play there is to just duck under it. Sheik has an amazing duck. Gets really low to the ground, and I mean, man, I think the big thing that we're seeing is I think Kosoku felt really locked down in that last game and wanted to gain a little bit more with his movement, but unfortunately, he's lost so much in that punish game department where normally Sheik is to build up damage very quickly, but we're 3 minutes into this game, and Kosoku hasn't even gotten Cheeks to 200%, much less taking a sock.
Right. She doesn't do a lot of damage per hit, but she can win neutral quite a bit. So she'll win neutral, do maybe a bunch of hits and get 30 damage.
Ooh, there we go, right there. Yeah, catching that faded.
But a full stock behind. Now, Sheik does have a really good edge guarding game. Can definitely steal stocks away from people if they're not aware of setups. Or even if you just catch a not even bad, but subpar defensive option.
Yeah, I mean, if you got a Cloud off stage, you'd think that she can probably take that stock pretty quickly and that Kosoku might still be in this, but we're talking about Cheeks here. This is one of the best defensive players in this whole region.
Yeah, man, he's able to play it so close to the chest, and we're seeing that. So many climb hazards are coming through. As soon as Sheik touches his shield, most other characters just kind of have to hold that, but especially the way Kosoku is spacing, he's drifting in a lot. Cheeks is kind of micro-moving into that zone. He has punishes.
And Sheik has somewhat committal aerial drift too, especially with being such a fast faller that she is, so it can be hard to kind of make it happen. There we go, that double back air is really nice from Sheik, and he tries to go for a big brain edge guard, but it turns out that it was not what he needed in that moment.
I mean, that move can hit a little bit below ledge. That can cover a 2-frame, as well as Cloud snapping isn't great. But that was high risk, pretty low reward, because that pop-up does not get a kill there when Cheeks is sitting at 50. It doesn't really get a big setup for Kosoku other than just another ledge trap, but Kosoku's coming from a little bit above. And then you saw the downside. Is even though he doesn't land with a lot of lag, he lands with enough time that Cheeks is the one who actually earns the mix-up there.
I think that Kosoku is probably hoping for a tech situation and for a stage spike, and that Cheeks would not be able to react. But I feel like Cheeks is going to react to that.